Hey, what's up, guys? It is time again to watch another clip of Armored Core, another 9 years old clip of Armored Core Verdict Day gameplay footage. So here's the deal. I've been seeing a lot of stuff online about, Armored Core and Souls-like. There's like a whole debate around, is Armored Core 6 going to be a Souls-like game? I've seen comments that wished Armored Core was a reboot, that it was not Armored Core 6. And I have a few things to say about that. First of all, let's start with the reboot thing, right? So nearly all the numbered Armored Core, so we're talking about like Armored Core 4, Armored Core 5, Armored Core, actually the Armored Core before that a bit less, but usually when you go from an Armored Core numbered, it usually is a reboot of the franchise. So they usually always change how the game is played, and the story does not really um, have any relevance with any other prior games. So when Armored Core 4 came out, you did not really need to play or to have anything to do with the previous Armored Core games to play it. Same thing when Armored Core 5 came out. On the other hand, usually what they do is they'll come out with Armored Core 4, and then they'll come after with another Armored Core that has a similar title like Armored Core 4 Answer, where 4 Answer is really a continuation of Armored Core 4. It's like some sort of mini series within like the game franchise. So every time there's a numbered Armored Core, like Armored Core 6, it is a reboot. So you don't have to worry too much about missing out on the previous Armored Core. It's they always feel different. These Armored Core games, like for instance, Armored Core 3 and Armored Core 4 did not play the same whatsoever. Armored Core 5 and Armored Core 4 did not play the same whatsoever either. So I am, wild guess here. I really don't think Armored Core 6 is going to play the same as any other Armored Core game either. But with that being said, there's still some core fundamentals that make Armored Core games Armored Core games. And this is where I want to branch off into the whole, Souls-like Armored Core games. Because I think, honestly, from what I'm hearing, I think like people have sort of different definition of what like Souls-like really means. A lot of people see Souls like, being all about fighting bosses, managing your stamina, creating builds. Some people see it as like lore being not explicitly told through the game. And those are probably all good points, but to me personally, what makes a Souls games and what makes an Armored Core game, usually when I ask myself this question, I usually refer to how the game plays, the gameplay itself. And to, like from my experience, Souls games, the gameplay revolves around timing and spacing. So your ability to manage distance with your opponent accurately and precisely, and your ability to time your attacks and your dodges precisely as well. So this is really what defines the core gameplay of Souls games. Where on the other side, Armored Core games do not share these same fundamental principles. There is no real spacing in Armored Core, and the timing is also not that important either. In Armored Core, really the fundamental is usually positioning. So positioning where you have the edge over your target, where you have angles. So knowing your angles in Armored Core, getting the angle on your opponent where you can shoot them, they can't shoot you back, being behind your opponent, attacking in a team, flanking. A lot of concepts that shooters have are more akin to how Armored Core plays. It's just that unlike shooters, Armored Core has a lot more movement-based skills, whereas shooters, it's mostly aiming-based skills. Here in Armored Core, usually the aiming is... you can free aim in Armored Core with some powerful weapons. You can be cracked at it. But for the most part, the Armored Core does the hard part of the aiming for you. And the bulk of the skill in this game is really all about the movement. And movement is also directly correlated to the build you are using. So there's really this unique blend of the skill is actually tied in within the game to the character or the mech you are using, the robot you are piloting. So even if you are very good with one particular type of mech, that does not mean you're going to be good with another type like at all, because they do not share the same characteristics and they don't have the same the same type of movement and the same type of combat ability. So for instance, in this footage, I'm playing with a lightweight sniper cannon build, where the idea with a sniper build like that is to get pop shots. So you get behind cover, you get out a little bit, do one sniper shot, boom, get out. So it's not like a DPS or damage per second based build, unlike the tank that we showed in the previous vid, where you get in, you stay on your target, you just dish out as much damage as you can, and then you move on to the next target or you retreat. No, and with a sniper build like that, it's pop shots. It's you bite little by little. Take a little bite. It's like, how do you eat a whole elephant? Well, you eat it one bite at a time. That's really what like sniper lightweight builds like that are all about. And that's what's cool about these games, those are pretty much the core fundamentals of Armored Core. It's that you have combat that's based around movement. You have many different tactics and many different approaches for each and various mechs, and they all play very distinctively different. And really, no mech is the same as the other person, because even if they can look similar on the outside, there are also internal components that massively affect how the robot is piloted. Like, what kind of boosters do you got? Do you got boosters made to fly a lot, or do you have boosters that are made to get quick speeds, quick bursts of speed in the moment for dodges and pop shots? Maybe you have a generator that has a large capacity for extended flight time or extended use of maneuverability around targets, whereas when you're out of energy, you're kind of fucked, or you need to retreat. Whereas you could also get, like we have in this footage, a lightweight generator where the output is high, but you cannot do more than 1 or 2, 3 maneuvers at the same time, otherwise you're going to run out of energy. So there are various differences here, but ultimately, I think the bottom line is to not expect, if you have not played any Armored Core games, I think it's to set your expectations for something that you've never played before. I think no matter what, people are going to draw a conclusion. Even if Armored Core 6 was to release tomorrow, I think some people would call it Souls-like and other people would not. So I don't think this question is really that important. To me, as long as you set your expectations for getting into something new adventure, getting ready to learn, about new things, enjoy new things, I think this is what the bottom line should be for most of us. Alright guys, I hope you enjoy this footage. Really appreciate you guys. Tell me if you want to see more of this Armored Core PvP gameplay with commentary, and I'll catch you guys up next time. Take care.